What's up, guys? Welcome to A Reseller's Life. My name is Chris. Thank you so much for joining me. In this episode, I'm going to go over making a visual process for either your virtual assistant or for you to do yourself. This is really important if you want to cut down on mistakes and get more done in a faster amount of time. So there's been a lot of questions on creating a ledger. So I do have a ledger in my reseller field guide. It's also something I talk about in my mastermind group all the time. But these are the steps that I've written out for this process, which is, basically when I get a new item in, I'm going to record a new item. So I have this also in a picture form on the right side here so that somebody doing this for me can do the same thing. So this is the all inventory tab. So here I have every item listed in my store. You can go in here and add all your inventory live, and it will tell you how much money you have invested in your business, which is really important. That way, when your significant other asks you, how much money have you put into this, you can answer, in this example, $95. So you're going to write down all the steps in as much detail as you can. And if you make it easy to read and you post this wherever you're doing your bookkeeping, it's going to make it a lot easier. So if you don't have a receipt, I recommend handwriting one. This would be great for garage sales or for cash deals. That way you have a receipt. When you get home, add it to your spreadsheet one item at a time. You can also just email your receipt to yourself, and you can have a virtual assistant do it for you. I'll show you guys how to set that up at the end of the video. Number two, store that receipt in an accordion file. Now, I'm not a CPA, but you don't actually have to keep your receipts. This is just if you are audited and the IRS asks you for the receipts. If you have a record, I recommend having one. They're extremely inexpensive. I think the one that I use is $8. You can get one at bit.ly/reseller supplies. That's where all my supplies are for my eBay business. So step one, record it in the all inventory tab in your spreadsheet. I recommend making your own, or you can use mine. Just basically one sheet that has everything in it and how much you paid for it. There's two ways to record it. You can either divide the total cost of the lot. Let's say there's 10 items and you pay $10 for it. You can either go down and do 11111. All items were $1 on average, or you can do one item was $10 and the rest were $0. Or you can go down and add in like ones 2, ones 3, ones 4, ones 5. That will give you the most accurate profit per item. But there's many different ways of doing that, but you do need to have it all total up to the same amount. So when you reconcile, if you spend $20 on goods, record $20 on goods. You can also do it by receipt. You don't have to do every individual line. You can just do one receipt for the entire amount. But the reason why you would want to make a spreadsheet like this is if you sell on multiple platforms, or you want to know what each individual item you have. And also, if you're having somebody list for you, it's nice having a list of stuff for them to do. So once you have that, number two, store the receipt. Number three, once it sells, you need a process for delisting it. So I recommend creating an email folder for all the sales. So there's emails like, your item just sold on eBay, or congratulations, your Poshmark sale just sold. Create a filter in your email browser and have that all go into one folder. And the reason why you'd want to do that is you could give that folder to somebody else so they can do the bookkeeping for you. For a lot of people, this is the first thing that they outsource because they don't like doing it. Most people don't like doing this, but most people want to know how much money they're actually making. So once you have this set up, I recommend creating a dashboard. So here in the dashboard that I've used for mine, it's going to tell you how many sales you have each month, how much profit you made per platform. I sell on multiple platforms, so I have eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, and other. And so I keep track of all of those. I'm in the process right now of showing somebody else how to do this so that I can be completely free of this specific task. So the more you write down how to do it, the faster you're going to be able to do it, and the easier it is for somebody else to do it. Now, I want to preface that you don't need to write everything down if you really don't want to. You can just record yourself doing it and then have somebody else make the list for you. That's what virtual assistants commonly do. You don't need to actually write this out. The reason why I'm recommending you write this out is that in the beginning, usually you would save money and do this yourself. Okay, so don't keep it all in your head. Make a visual process. I have this in my reseller SOP document. So this is something that all of my mastermind members use regularly. You can see right now there's a couple of people inside the document right now looking at procedures. Here, so in this document, I have a link to make your own. So if you click this link in Canva, you're going to create your own template. So it says this template was created by Daily Refinement. Start designing now. Click Use Template. It's going to open up Canva. Now you can customize it to whatever process you use yourself. So that's going to make it easier. I've also linked my spreadsheet inside here. So if you go in here, you can click on it and go for it. That way you can have all the information in one. I realize sometimes my videos are hard to figure out because there's so many videos. So that's why I wanted to create one standard operating procedure with everything in it, and it will just link to the video. Like this video on how to set up this visual process will be linked in here. So later when you're looking for something, you can just go straight to it, saving everybody time. So once the item sells, you delist, and in step number 4, you want to record the sale. So here, once it sells, here you can see on this side, it's only showing when I purchased the item. When I actually sell the item, there's other stuff that I add in, like how much did it sell for, how much profit is it, shipping. You can add in all of those procedures inside here during step number 4, which is recording the sale. This is the part that people get behind on. So I recommend you do this every single day. If you have a dashboard set up, then you don't actually need to wait until the end of the year to do your taxes. Your taxes are done every single day. You know how much money you owe. As an example, in this spreadsheet, there's $223 profit on all the platforms combined for January. You owe tax on $223. Very straightforward. This makes reporting to the IRS super easy. And if you ever want to get to the point where you scale, how clear this document is basically how far you can go in your business. If you keep track meticulously, you know exactly what's going on, it's very easy to grow your business. If you don't know, then you don't really even know if your business is growing. Even with more revenue, you may not have an idea. So once you have all these steps, a system or a spreadsheet to actually record everything. Number 2, you have a system of storing receipts. Number 3, you have a delisting procedure. So I have written down in here, search for the item on the other platforms, reduce the inventory or delete it. And then number 4, you have a system of recording the sale. This is where you go in and add in all the information on the back end. Consider this like, you can see this when you walk into a store like Starbucks. When they're unpacking all the stuff that's been received, they're inputting it into the computer. And the checkout process is when they ring somebody up and the person gets a receipt. You're the same type of process. Inbound, outbound process. Once those are set up, set this up one time and then you never need to think about it again. If you do want a VA to help you, email me, chris@dailyrefinement.com, and I'll help you set up a meeting with a VA. I use an agency. So what that means is I give them the task that I want to outsource, and then we set up a meeting and we have a conversation on how to do it. Or I can just record it and send it to them and say, I want somebody doing this. Or I can give them my standard operating procedure and record myself, then send it to them. But most likely the VA is going to come up with some tricks to make this faster or smoother or more consistent. But in any case, even if I had a VA doing this for me, I would still want them to have this visual thing right where they work to reduce the number of mistakes. Nothing is worse than hiring somebody and then it ends up taking you more time because you have to train them. But the thing is, you won't have to train them if this is very, very clear. The only reason that people aren't reliable is they don't really know what it is that they're supposed to be doing and what the expectations are for them. If you have it clearly spelled out like this, it's going to be super easy for them to knock it out. So again, guys, I encourage you to make progress every single day. This is not something that happens overnight. Success is built one piece at a time, and you make refinements every single day. So this month, I'm going to be releasing a refinement every single day. And if I miss a day, I'll release 2 the next day because sometimes life happens. So everyone have a great day. Until next time, smash the like button. Take care.